Okay, so welcome to Monarch News, Armageddon Watch. In these videos, what I'm going to try to do is keep watch on all the things that are pertaining to Armageddon and the transition between one age into another age. Now, as we transition from one age into another age, we have to keep in mind that these countries are going to go at each other's throats. The scriptures tell us. And so as they go through each other's throats, we as a people, we cannot afford to be naive. We must begin to prepare and to prepare correctly, not as a self prepper, but as a community, as a government. And we need to come out of our selfishness and begin to come into this government. And the reason why I say that is because we do not have a Pacific military to protect Black people. We don't even have a Pacific police force to protect Black people. And so we need to begin to prepare when these nations go at each other's throat and the Heavenly Father begins to bring them down into Armageddon. We need to start to think about what happens if they cannot protect us anymore. So we need to be very mindful of this reality. In fact, in Hosea chapter 1, verse 11, it says just that we are going to appoint one head over us, okay? One head, meaning one government. Now it says, let me read it for you real quick. It says, then shall be gathered together and appoint themselves one head. Shall be the day of Jezreel. Okay, so we're going to appoint ourselves one head, one government. We're not going to be a part of anybody else's government. When these conflicts begin to pop off, as we're starting to see nations being pulled into this conflict that's happening in the Middle East. So we are going to appoint one head, and that one head is going to be none other than this man right here. Okay, it's going to be none other than King David, which Hosea chapter 3 says, afterwards shall the children of Israel return, and afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek Yahweh their Elohim and David their king. See, this is when everything, like I said, begins to change. When we stop putting the churches, when we stop putting the camps, when we stop putting our own egos above finding this man right here. Because we need this man, because he's going to be the head of our government until Yahweh Shah comes. Okay? So this man right here needs to reign before Yahweh Shah comes. We need to have him in authority over us. Okay? So it says, and afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek, shall fear Yahweh and his goodness in the latter days. Okay, and so that's what we want to keep watch on. We need to help each other prepare for this. The reality that Black people will have a country again where we rule that country and that nation, where we're in control of the House and the Senate of our republic, is right before our eyes, and we have to get prepared for it and not to be naive about it. We have to get prepared.
A violent mob crashes through security and onto the tarmac, shouting anti-Semitic slogans in search of Jewish passengers believed to be on this plane that had just landed from Tel Aviv. Breaking down windows and storming the terminal of Dagestan Airport, a republic in Russia's south. Hurling abuse and making it clear Jews are not welcome in this predominantly Muslim region. Inside, overrun with pro-Palestinian protesters denouncing Israel's actions in Gaza. Forcing themselves into every part of the airport, intent on finding Jewish people. Within the chaos, 20 people were injured. Israel has urged Moscow to protect all its people, including Jewish citizens, while religious leaders condemned the violence.
As for today's actions, of course, I sincerely say you are mistaken. This issue cannot be resolved.
And the United Nations is warning of a worsening civil order after weeks of Israeli bombardment and firing. The relentless airstrikes have led to hospitals, residential buildings turning into rubble and crippling food, water and electricity crisis, forcing hungry Palestinians to break into warehouses. According to the United Nations, desperate Palestinians in Gaza burst into aid centers after more than 3 weeks of siege and bombardment. This as Israel escalated ground operations in the Hamas-run territory. With the Gaza death toll crossing over 8,000, Palestinian Prime Minister has urged for an end to the aggression to save thousands of endangered lives.
المطلوب الآن وفورا وقف العدوان.
What is urgently needed now is to stop the aggression and allow the treatment of the injured to save the lives of thousands who are threatened by death. The infernal killing machine driven by the instinct of murder, revenge, terror and destruction has not been satisfied yet with the lives it has claimed and the wounds it has deepened. We do not know the number of victims that will be enough for it or the amount of blood that quenches the thirst of the criminal avengers. We raise our voices loudly, stop the war on our people, open safe humanitarian corridors to provide food, medicine, water and fuel, and treat the wounded.
Displaced Palestinians in central Gaza Strip are now forced to bathe in the sea and use sea water to wash their clothes amid fresh water and electricity shortage in the Gaza Strip. British Foreign Secretary James Cleverly has said that the UK is working with Egypt and Israel in order to get humanitarian pause to get aid to the people of Gaza.
In direct
Oh, la 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 la.